U.S. proposes tanker protection force in wake of Gulf attacks. The U.S. is to propose an international maritime Gulf protection force, its special envoy on Iran has said, as the Trump administration prepared to announce fresh economic sanctions on Tehran. Brian Hook said he had been holding extensive talks with U.S. allies in the wake of when two vessels were damaged by explosions. He believed there have been too many attacks. We could have had Hook said the G20 summit this week in Japan would be a good forum for discussions. As many as 7, Iran has denied responsibility for the blasts. Hook, seen as one of the hawks on Iran inside the U.S. administration, said Tehran faced a choice: they can either start coming to the negotiating table or they can watch their economy continue to crumble. Tensions with Iran have been mounting since Donald Trump from the 2015 nuclear deal last year and began through economic sanctions. On Monday, the U.S. president said other countries, including China and Japan, should protect their own oil tankers in the Middle East. Why are we protecting? The U.S. Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, met Saudi Arabia's King and Crown Prince for talks on Monday as the U.S. sought to promote an anti-Iran alliance. "You are a dear friend," King Salman told Pompeo, who was due to fly to the United Arab Emirates later on Monday for further discussions. Before his departure from the U.S., Pompeo had said Saudi Arabia and the UAE were great allies in the challenge that Iran presents. He also reiterated Donald Trump's offer of dialogue to improve relations with Iran. "We're prepared to negotiate." Last week, the U.S. of a military confrontation with Iran after Trump ordered in retaliation for the shooting down of a U.S. drone. Iran has said it will not enter into discussions until sanctions are lifted. The fresh round of On Sunday, the hawkish U.S. National Security Advisor, John Bolton, said Tehran should not mistake U.S. prudence and discretion for weakness. A drone strike on an airport in Saudi Arabia by Iranian-aligned Houthi rebels, which left 1 person dead and 21 injured, will have colored the mood among Gulf states. It follows another. Hook is also to meet officials from Britain, France, and Germany this week, but declined to say what pressure he will putting on those countries to follow the U.S. out of the nuclear deal with Iran if, as Tehran has threatened, it breaches its permitted uranium enrichment stock levels on Thursday. The EU has the choice of either putting the issue in the nuclear deal dispute mechanism, or threatening its own retaliatory measures. The British Foreign Secretary, Jeremy Hunt, said the UK was focused on de-escalating the dispute and refused to comment directly on claims that London had not been consulted before Trump sanctioned and then cancelled the planned strike on Iran last Thursday. Hunt said Germany appeared cool towards U.S. talk of building a global coalition against Iran. A foreign ministry's Hook claimed the EU was being subjected to nuclear blackmail by Iran, and claimed Iran had rejected the opportunity to take various diplomatic off-ramps in the past year. The UK, together with France and Germany, is urging Tehran to wait for European countries to set up the much-delayed financial mechanism designed to help businesses in Europe trade with Iran, circumventing secondary US sanctions. Iran saw an
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that.